This is exactly right.
This episode is supported by FX's The Shards, a seductive drama from executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Set in 1980s Los Angeles, the series follows a group of glamorous, deeply entangled high school seniors drawn into a life of wealth, beauty, parties, and excess.
At its center is Brett, whose reality begins to unravel when the arrival of a new student coincides with a series of mysterious murders. FX's The Shards, now streaming on Hulu.
Goodbye. Everyone loves the idea of spending an afternoon curled up with a good book.
Well, grow up, because it's almost impossible.
Luckily, you can take your next great story with you on Audible.
Audible has a massive selection of titles to choose from, including This American Life, new books by Michael Connelly, along with classics from Agatha Christie, and so much more.
Whether you want a mystery, a true crime story, or something completely different, there's always something new to listen to.
New members can start listening with a 30-day free trial at audible.com/MFM.
Audible, stories that speak to you.
Goodbye.
The best time to think about home security is before you need it.
That's exactly why there's Simply Safe.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in has already happened, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Simply Safe's US-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them so intruders never get to your house.
The system is customizable so you can build one that fits your home and your specific needs.
The 24/7 professional monitoring is effective and affordable and won't lock you into a long-term contract.
I think that's what's so scary for so many people is that long-term contract. And like, what if it turns out you don't like it or need it, but they don't have that because they know you'll like it and you'll know that you need it and feel so much safer when you have it. Like at this point in my life, I would never go without a security system on my house. I just feel safer with actually having Simply Safe around.
There's a whole staff at Simply Safe that's waiting to talk to you and help you out. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/MFM.
That's half off at simplysafe.com/MFM.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Goodbye. Hello.
And welcome
To my favorite murder.
This is the Minisode.
Can you handle our voices like this?
It's so irritating.
What if we did this the whole time? We're not going to.
No.
You want to go first this time?
Okay. The subject line of this email is, "My birth saved lives and Christmas."
Oh, shit.
I mean, hey. Hey fam, love you all. This is long, so let's get into it. Here's a story of my birth that you didn't ask for. I'm from a small rural town in Iowa, my family living on the outside of a town on a farm. The next town was 15 minutes away. This is also where the nearest hospital is. On December 24th, 1983, there was a major blizzard, 8 to 10 feet of snow and 90 degrees below zero with the wind.
Holy shit.
90 degrees below zero with the wind. What the F?
No.
Of course, this is the day that I decided to grace the world with my presence. Since we lived on a farm, and with the amount of snow and blizzard conditions, there's no way that my mom and dad were going to be able to drive their station wagon to the hospital, so they called the local ambulance. A snowplow picked up the town doctor, this is before paramedics and EMT crews, and dropped him with the ambulance, and following the snowplow to my house, they went to pick up my mom and dad.
Wow.
I mean, I guess people in the Midwest and back east, they have plans for stuff like this.
Totally.
But it's making me panic.
Yeah.
Like, the snowplow guy must be like, his phone is ringing off the hook.
Yeah, and clearly he's a good guy if he'll fucking do that.
Yeah, he's not answering his phone on Blizzard Day.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so with the main roads closed to get to the hospital and a lot of debate on should we do a home birth or not, they finally decide to take back roads and head to the hospital. The snowplow led the way as far as they could, clearing a path for the ambulance, but finally turned back after it was too dangerous for them. These people were all volunteering for their jobs.
Oh my God.
Now, on to the saving of lives. Along the way, because the conditions were life-threatening for anyone stranded in their cars, the ambulance had to stop at every vehicle they saw to make sure that no one was in them. But of course there was. anyone that was in a vehicle had to climb into the ambulance. So in the back of the ambulance while my mom was in full active labor was the doctor, my dad, and 4 other random people, 2 of which were very drunk.
Oh my God. Can you fucking imagine? Oh my God. I mean, they shouldn't have been driving to begin with, but.
And you, as the woman in labor, would be so fucking irritated.
Livid.
At some point, the doctor and my mom decided that she could no longer hold me in. So the ambulance stopped on the road, shoved everyone into the front seat. And there on Christmas Eve, on the side of the road, in the back of the ambulance, in the middle of a blizzard, I was born. Because I decided to be extremely inconvenient from day one. My birth saved 4 people that morning and Christmas for their families who would have been spending the day mourning rather than celebrating if I hadn't been born that day. All right, you're overdoing it a little bit. There are so many more details to this story that I can only be told by my mom, but one of my favorite parts is in 2018 when my dad passed away on December 22nd. One of the ladies that we saved saw in the newspaper that he had passed and came to his funeral to finally introduce herself to the baby that saved her life. This is obviously my mom's favorite Christmas story to tell. And 39 years later, my older brother still rolls his eyes every time it's told. And then in parentheses, it says, the poor forgotten child of the day. And then inside parentheses, it says, insert my eye roll. And then all those parentheses close. And then it says, but I earned the nickname Sarah Snowstorm for life.
Yes.
Thank you for all you do. When my dad died and I couldn't listen to a single song without bursting into tears, it was your podcast that distracted me from the grief. Stay sexy and all caps, stay home in a blizzard. There won't always be a Christmas Eve baby to save you. Sarah Snowstorm, she, her.
Oh my God. That one was pretty epic.
It's so good.
That's really good. Yeah, they would have died, right? Because there's no cell phones. They would have died in their car.
I was joking, but yes, if they were trapped on the road.
90 below.
Minus 90 degrees? Are you kidding me?
That's the coldest it's ever been. Okay. My first one's called Vacation Murder Hometown. Hello, mostly to the pets and everyone else, I guess. I can't believe no one sent in my hometown yet. It's infamous in this area, but I've never seen it covered by a true crime show or podcast. Their entire lives, my grandparents split their time between Florida, where all old Jews must go in the winter, and northern Michigan. So even though I didn't grow up here, I spent a lot of my childhood in the tip of the mitt. One of the true crime story people are always ready to talk about up here are the Good Heart murders. I think the name is appropriately ominous, right? Anyway, the story starts when the 1960s New Money Robeson family from Detroit purchased a lake cottage in the tiny village of Good Heart. The Robesons traveled a lot as a family looking for new properties to buy, so the neighbors hadn't found it unusual that the family was gone for weeks. Until the next door neighbor was setting up her bridge party, and then in parentheses it says 1960s, and asked the groundskeeper to find out what the nasty smell was that was coming from the Robeson cottage. He thought it would be a dead raccoon or something, but when he couldn't find the source, he opened the front door. The groundskeeper found Mr. and Mrs. Robeson and all 4 of the kids dead and decomposing, with the heater cranked all the way up to high for some reason. They had been there for 27 days. Ugh. I think I did this at a Detroit show.
Yeah.
Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Because it was a rural police department in the 1960s, they kind of totally fucked up the crime scene by letting journalists and looky-loos walk through the house before anyone who knew what to do with a murder could get there. The police ended up pointing a lot of fingers, but the person who seemed most likely was Mr. Robeson's business partner, Joe Scolaro. It turns out Scolaro had been stealing tens of thousands of 1960s dollars, so like hundreds of thousands now, from Robeson's businesses. There are a lot of other tiny details and pieces of evidence in the book about the murders when evil came to Good Heart, but this email is already long enough. In the end, right as the police had collected enough evidence to convict him nearly a decade later, Scolaro killed himself, and because the state of Michigan doesn't let the police close a case because it's gone cold, the case is still technically open. Katie.
Wow.
It's just fucked up and sad.
Yeah. Wow. Also, it's just when we get those stories and we hear those stories where it's like for business and for greed, basically, someone kills an entire family.
It's like, I hate the ones that are like, you fucked up your life, and so you're killing someone else because of your bad decisions. It's not like they fucked up your life. You fucked up your life and their life. And now you're going to kill them to cover it up somehow. It's like not fucking fair.
But it's also a sign that they're like sociopaths or psychopaths among us, where it's like those people, it doesn't register to them. It's literally like finishing a can of soda and throwing it away. It's on par.
Here's a solution.
Which is just like, oh my God, it's just so horrifying that those people are around us. This episode is supported by FX's The Shards, a seductive drama from executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Set in 1980s Los Angeles, the series follows a group of glamorous, deeply entangled high school seniors drawn into a life of wealth, beauty, parties, and excess.
At its center is Brett, whose reality begins to unravel when the arrival of a new student coincides with a series of mysterious murders. FX's The Shards, now streaming on Hulu.
Goodbye. In the summer, healthy habits are easy to keep until you leave the house.
You walk out the door, and the next thing you know, you're barefoot and feral in a gas station candy aisle.
That's why Kachava makes it easy to maintain your routines.
Kachava is an all-in-one nutrition shake, and now it comes in new travel packs.
Every packet gives you a simple shake with protein, fiber, vitamins and minerals, greens, probiotics, omegas, electrolytes, and more.
They're easy to toss into a bag, easy to take on the road, and a simple way to stick with your normal wellness habits, even when your schedule changes.
Man, that Kachava matcha in the individual packs is like my dream snack. It's exactly what I need and want in between the like not great meals I'm eating for lunch and the snacks I would have had anyways that are terrible for me. Like this is something I feel like I'm treating myself when I take.
You're treating yourself to vitamins, fiber, all these things that your body really wants and needs and kind of craves that it does seem like it takes a big effort to get. So now you're getting it all in one packet and in a little drink you like.
Take your daily ritual with you.
Go to Kachava.com and use code MFM for 15% off your first order.
That's Kachava, KACHAVA.com, code MFM.
Goodbye. Buying clothes is easy. That's why everyone's always doing it.
But finding clothes you actually want to wear is the hard part.
Get all your favorite elevated essentials at Quince.
Quince specializes in effortless, high-quality essentials like ultra-soft organic cotton and premium Mongolian cashmere sweaters. They're beautifully tailored and built to last. And it's not just apparel. Quince also brings that same everyday elevation to everything they offer, from hotel-quality bedding and bath to kitchen staples, essentials, and thoughtfully designed furniture.
They work directly with ethical factories, so you're paying for quality, not brand markup.
It's so true that they have wonderful items that aren't just clothes. I have like 3 of their 100% mulberry silk pillowcases. I've bought throws from there. I've bought bedding from there. And it is just as great quality as their clothes and super affordable.
Upgrade your everyday.
Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/MFM. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns.
Now available in Canada and the UK too.
QUINCE.com/MFM.
Goodbye. Okay, let's take a quick left turn.
Let's.
To this email, subject line is bowling alley babysitter. Hey guys, I love listening to your podcast. I grew up in Gainesville, Florida, and was in college when Danny Rawlings was killing college students.
Holy shit.
So frightening. One of my instructors interviewed Ted Bundy and told us all about meeting him. I read true crime because my dad would leave books and magazines around, so I got hooked. You asked for 12-year-old stories, and here's mine.
That's real specific of us.
Yes, it is. I am a child of the 70s. My parents had very little money and lots of kids. They did, however, join a bowling league, and they bowled on Tuesday and Fridays for years. I kind of love 2 nights a week.
Yeah. They're like, we are going to have a life too.
Yes.
Outside of this children thing.
Yeah, exactly. And this is how they made it work. We kids were too young to stay at home at night by ourselves. And like I said, we were broke. Broke is in all caps. So when they went bowling, we went too. That's fun.
Yeah.
That meant my dad would give us 4 quarters at the start of the night so we could play in the game room, get snacks from the vending machine, run around the bowling alley with no supervision. Once my mom sent me to get her a pina colada from the dark, smoky bar that was there in the bowling alley. And my dad sent me for cigarettes out of the vending machine on more than one occasion. Absolutely. That was like part of your job as like a 6-year-old in the 70s.
You're basically a bartender.
Yeah.
And a child.
You're like a cigarette butler. It's very common. I even called my first grade teacher from the payphone one night around 9 p.m. and woke her up. My mom saw me talking on the phone and intervened. And let me tell you, I got in big trouble.
Oh my God. What was she thinking?
Here's the thing. I bet a lot of the youngsters today have questions about how that was possible. I'll tell you how it was possible. She sat there looking through the phone book for people's last names that she knew and found her teacher.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, Mrs. So-and-so. Let's see what she's up to.
I love my teacher. I'm going to call her at 9 on a weeknight.
And the teacher's just like, do I need to go save this child? Right?
Yes.
Like, what is she being harmed in any way?
Right. Honey, tell me what part of the bowling alley you're in right now.
Yeah.
And then it says, but here's my story. One Friday night, the babysitter at the bowling alley quit. Okay, so there was a babysitter at this bowling alley. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So here, all these people with small children and nobody to watch their children. The manager asked my mom if I could watch the kids. There were roughly 20 kids, 5 and under. I would get paid $50 a night for 4 hours. And then it just says, can you imagine hiring a 12-year-old to watch kids for 4 hours? Also, can you imagine a parent seeing one 12-year-old when you walk in to drop your child off and thinking that that's a good idea?
Oh my God. Anything goes back then.
It was mayhem. One kid realized I had very little control over the situation, and I had to call the front office. His mother was very mad at me. I was like, little Johnny will not listen and is throwing things. I got to do that for about a month before they found someone else.
Oh, that's a lot of money, though, too.
That's what we're moving on to. That babysitting money was the best money I made as a babysitter, so I was sad when it ended. Yeah. However, I was able to buy my first pair of Nikes that year and even bought myself a pair of jeans. My parents stopped taking us soon after that. They figured if I was old enough to babysit there, then I could stay home with no pay and keep my brothers. We watched a lot of Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Love Boat, and Fantasy Island. Yes. Yep. I had a huge crush on Gopher. We all did, girl. Anyways, thanks for keeping me smiling on my long walks at times when I needed a good old murder to jolt me back to reality. Stay sexy and don't use the bowling alley for your babysitting needs. Lori. Lori, which is one of the great names of the 70s that will be lost to time.
That's true. Yeah. Whew, good one.
Right?
Babysitting stories. Please send those in.
Please.
This one's called Sunken Treasure and Accidental Grave Robbing. Hello to my favorite fellow Angelinos. I always imagine running into one of you while shopping at the Grove or at a comedy show in Santa Monica and reacting like I just saw an old friend. Well, we don't go to the West Side, so that's...
No over here goes to the West Side.
That's right. Sorry.
We might as well live across the country from each other.
You guys, on the other hand, would have no idea who I was and wonder why a 5'6" blonde woman was running up to you, eyes wide with excitement, and probably call security. No, we wouldn't. We know what that looks like.
we know the look.
We're just as happy to see you. That being said, I can't imagine my 2-hour commute every day without your banter. And in my book, we are besties for life.
We are.
I recently decided to say screw you to my anxiety and tackle my scuba diving certification.
Whoa.
I know. It's a big deal. While on the dive boat, I made friends with a fellow diver. Let's call her Stephanie, who already had her certification. While asking her about her diving adventures, she told me this story, and I immediately knew I had to write it in. One day while on a dive, Stephanie discovered what she thought to be a sunken treasure resting on the ocean floor. Filled with excitement, she swam down and retrieved the shimmering silver object. It was filled with sand, but she emptied it out and brought it carefully up to the surface to show her friend on the boat. What she held in her hands looked like an ancient silver vase, and she was already imagining displaying it proudly in her home and telling all of her friends and family how she had found it at the bottom of the ocean. Upon closer examination of the treasure, her friend exclaimed, "Stephanie, that's not a vase, that's an urn."
Oh.
She had emptied it out of the sand that was in it.
Oh, no.
Remember that little bit?
Oh, no.
Realizing her mistake, Stephanie quickly resumed her dive and returned the urn to its resting place at the bottom of the sea and decided to give up treasure hunting for the rest of the trip.
Oh, no.
I am proud to say I now have my official open water diving certification, and I'm already planning to write in about all of the treasures I find in the ocean to my favorite podcasters.
Please.
Hell yeah, please.
Every nickel that you find down there, I want to hear about. For real.
Yep. Stay sexy and leave grandma's remains at the bottom of the ocean where they belong. Lene.
They don't belong there, though. That's the thing.
Is that legal? Don't you have to have like a permit or something?
It's people. Like, it seems maybe not, but I wonder how long they've been there.
Yeah. Probably looked ancient. It's troubling.
Such a different thing of like, I found ancient treasure. And then it's like, I literally found someone threw this off probably this same boat 8 months ago. Oh, man. This episode is supported by FX's The Shards, a seductive drama from executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Set in 1980s Los Angeles, the series follows a group of glamorous, deeply entangled high school seniors drawn into a life of wealth, beauty, parties, and excess.
At its center is Brett, whose reality begins to unravel when the arrival of a new student coincides with a series of mysterious murders. FX's The Shards, now streaming on Hulu.
Goodbye. Summers for adventures, road trips, and adding a whole lot of miles to your car.
That's why it's worth stopping at Valvoline Instant Oil Change first.
If you need an oil change, make the smart stop at Valvoline Instant Oil Change before you hit the highway.
Their trained techs can help you get road trip ready with an oil change and an 18-point maintenance check included with every oil change, checking your tire pressure, wipers, lights, and more.
That means they're checking important things before you're halfway to your aunt's house with no cell service.
And these aren't just any techs. Valvoline Instant Oil Change techs complete over 270 hours of training, so your car's in capable hands.
The best part, you can stay in your car and you're in and out in about 15 minutes.
So before your next long summer ride, pull into Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Change wisely.
Goodbye.
If you're always on the lookout for a great audiobook or just want help figuring out what to listen to next, there's a podcast you should know about.
It's called Earsay, the Audible and iHeart Audio Book Club, hosted by Cal Penn.
Each episode takes a closer look at some of the most talked about new audiobooks on Audible, spanning a wide range of genres from sci-fi and literary fiction to rom-coms, thrillers, and comedy.
Cal is joined by guests who dig into what these stories are about, what makes them stand out as audiobooks, and why they're connecting with listeners right now.
If you're looking for your next listen, this is a great place to start.
Listen to Earsay, the Audible and iHeart Audiobook Club on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Goodbye.
Okay, this is probably one of the most exciting emails to me that we've ever received.
Oh my God.
Because it goes into one of my specialty interests. And the subject line is Bigfoot Hometown Connection.
Whoa.
Get ready.
Okay.
This is pretty major. It says, hello, esteemed murder friends and pets of all breeds and creeds.
Huh.
I am a late joiner to the cult of Murderino, although it was actually in 2020, so maybe not that late. Mm-hmm. My best friend told me about the podcast when it first began airing in 2016. And I, quote, wasn't into podcasts then. When I was faced with several long solo drives, I suddenly understood podcasts. I think that's what it takes for most people.
Yeah.
By the way, I am one of the people who listens to your podcasts at work. I work in catering, so most of my day is spent slicing bagels or making salads, and a podcast is the perfect companion.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I do finish up my day with admin work, and it can be difficult to not swear when I answer the phone when I have a podcast in one ear. My hometown and current city is Charlotte, North Carolina. I've previously submitted a story about Charlotte and one about Tallahassee, Florida, where I lived for 5 years. But listening to the episode where y'all introduced Roz Hernandez, Ghosted by Roz Hernandez, our new hit podcast about ghosts, please listen if you can, reminded me of Charlotte's connection to Bigfoot. So please prepare for a story you definitely haven't asked for, but I think you'll enjoy. There's a legendary costume shop here in Charlotte called Morris Costumes. It's like a mile from my apartment, so I am there often. It's a true superstore with everything from dancewear to tuxedo rentals and plenty more. I even bought an Elvis jumpsuit there for $15. This store has been open since the 60s, and the owner, Philip Morris, and then it says, in parentheses, I have no idea if he's related to that Philip Morris. Since it is North Carolina, I'm going to say there's a possibility. So the owner, Philip Morris, has sold costumes all over the place and is apparently known for his gorilla costumes. In 1967, Roger Patterson reached out to him to order a gorilla costume since his prices were the best around. He even asked for, parentheses, and received guidance on how to make the costume look more realistic. According to Morris, when he saw the famed Patterson and Gimlin film of Bigfoot, which is with the one we all know of the Bigfoot walking away with his swinging arms, looking over his shoulder in the creek bed, he recognized his costume. He said he never said anything about it because he would be revealing another illusionist's secret. I love that so much. But then I also love that, like, if you live in Charlotte, you'd probably know this story.
Totally. Oh, I want to go to that store so bad.
Yeah. I love it.
Amazing.
I hope your travels bring you back to Charlotte one day so you can check out Morris costumes. Georgia would really enjoy this. Georgia would really enjoy the Sleepy Poet Antiques Mall. Fun fact, back when I used to do ballet and bought my dance wear at Morris Costumes, I performed in the Nutcracker on the very same stage y'all were on.
Oh.
When we performed in Charlotte, that was this person's ballet stage.
Oh.
And then it says, I guess I should think of a clever sign off. Stay sexy and keep the receipt of your gorilla costume. Rita, they, she.
Yeah, I guess that's one little thing they didn't think through is like they had to buy the costume from someone.
Right.
Like you should have made it. Right?
I guess I assumed they had it made by a person that then promised to keep the secret.
Or did you assume that it was real? Really Bigfoot.
Me personally?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was my first pass. I loved the idea that it was like, well, they caught him. They caught him on camera. Look at him go.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, right?
You can't get away with jack shit is the story on here. Oh, here, this one's called What Teachers Do When They Go into Narcoleptic Zombie Mode, Lighthearted, 2-minute, 30-second read. That's my last one.
Yeah.
Kind of long. Actually, it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds long. I was listening to Minisode 344 and heard the sleepwalking story and your call for more of those. Though this is not technically a sleepwalking story, it is an oddball tale of what happens when the line between being asleep and being awake becomes blurred. You see, I have narcolepsy. It is a sleeping disorder that messes with your sleep-wake cycle, causing your subconsciousness to sort of take over sometimes. Patients have trouble staying awake, especially while doing menial tasks. Instead of just falling asleep or zoning out when filling out that boring spreadsheet, as others would, narcoleptics go through something called automatic behavior. This is what happens when your body remains awake, but your brain does not. In other words, whatever you're doing that puts you to, quote, sleep, you just keep doing, but you do so in full-on zombie mode. I'm a teacher, and the most tedious part of my job is correcting writing assignments and writing feedback for my students. So those are my danger zones as a narcoleptic. You can see how this can become somewhat of a problem at times. My students think I am absolutely horrible at math. I am, but not this bad, since I've handed back countless assignments that were graded 78 out of 10. I've also had many students approach me discreetly and hesitantly to ask about the, quote, interesting feedback I had added to their writing assignments. One said, quote, good work, Frank, but I feel you could have described the toothless druid in the dilapidated barn in more vivid details so as to improve the suspense level of your story, end quote. Frank's writing assignment was, in fact, an argumentative essay about the death penalty and had, you guessed it, 0 mentions of druids or barns in it, dilapidated or otherwise. Besides in my job, narcolepsy also tends to make my home life more interesting. I found my phone in our freezer, dryer, inside one of my shoes, as well as placed squarely in the middle of our driveway. It's just like her walking out to the drive. I just love that visual.
Put it right down and
there you go.
Walk back inside.
My keys somehow end up in my sock drawer a lot. I have also had many discussions with my boyfriend, swearing up and down that I did take the trash out, to then find the trash spread out all over our garden with the empty trash bags neatly hung out to dry on a tree branch. He was not amused by my comment that I had technically taken the trash outside. Narcolepsy is, of course, not a joke and has profound impact on my life, as it does for all of those who suffer from it. But I'd rather laugh than cry about it on most days. And luckily, so does my boyfriend. He's a firefighter who has put out many, many figurative and even literal fires that my narcoleptic autopilot started. He's upset at Karen because he had been on my case for years about how I should clean out the lint trap of our dryer, but I only started doing it after Karen mentioned it on the podcast.
Sorry.
Thank you for reading and for all you do. I've lost both my grandparents in the past 2 years. They were my favorite people on the planet, and your podcast has been absolutely essential in getting me through the raw grief that comes with losing people that you love that much. You're the best. Love from Belgium, Marie, she, her.
Maria is a narcoleptic from Belgium?
Yeah.
Wow.
She's fun to talk to at parties unless you bore her.
Then she's just like, you are the kind of thing that puts me to public sleep. Wow. Nice one.
I've never known anyone with like actual narcolepsy. That's really interesting.
I know. Well, the only one I've ever heard is, Jimmy Kimmel is narcoleptic. And that was the thing he made jokes about when he first started, because his show was live in the beginning. And I think there was like concern or whatever.
Yeah.
I think he came clean early of like, this is a possibility.
Wow.
I know, right?
Well, I guess it's so exciting on stage. You probably don't fall asleep then, right?
I would hope not. That would be a real judgment on your interview. You're like, wait, I have this quick story about,
Yeah, how Harry Styles just makes me fall right to sleep.
Well, thanks everybody for another great episode. Your emails are endlessly fascinating to us. And if you have a story for us, and at this point, it could be literally about anything, especially if you're from Belgium, please send it to myfavoriteMurder@gmail.com.
And if you want one extra story from each of us, join the fan cult. We do it every week. They're all there.
And also, stay sexy.
And don't get murdered.
Goodbye.
Elvis, do you want a cookie?
This has been an Exactly Right production.
Our senior producer is Alejandra Keck.
Our editor is Aristotle Acevedo.
This episode was mixed by Liana Squilacci.
Email your hometowns to myfavoriteMurder@gmail.com.
And follow the show on Instagram and Facebook at MyFavoriteMurder and on Twitter at MyFaveMurder. Goodbye. The best time to think about home security is before you need it.
That's exactly why they're Simply Safe.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in has already happened, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Simply Safe's US-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them so intruders never get to your house.
The system is customizable so you can build one that fits your home and your specific needs.
The 24/7 professional monitoring is effective and affordable and won't lock you into a long-term contract.
I think that's what's so scary for so many people is that long-term contract. And like, what if it turns out you don't like it or need it, but they don't have that because they know you'll like it and you'll know that you need it and feel so much safer when you have it. Like at this point in my life, I would never go without a security system on my house. I just feel safer with actually having Simply Safe around.
There's a whole staff at Simply Safe that's waiting to talk to you and help you out. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/MFM.
That's half off at simplysafe.com/MFM.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Goodbye.
Vacation planning should feel like a breeze, not a deep dive into countless travel sites searching for the best deal.
With Cheap Caribbean's Budget Beach Finder, you can search every destination and every date all in one search.
You'll save time and money with the Budget Beach Finder.
Say goodbye to endless scrolling and tab hopping and hello to Budget Beach Bliss at your fingertips.
Go to cheapcaribbean.com to try out the Budget Beach Finder and see just how stress-free vacation planning should be.
Goodbye.
Hello, beautiful. I'm Amy Arrett, founder of Madison Reed, a hair color company I named after my daughter. I started Madison Reed because I believe women deserve better. Better ingredients, better results, and the freedom to color on your terms. Color at home with our permanent hair color kit in less time and for less than a typical salon. It's a salon in a box for rich dimensional color and 100% gray coverage. Try our 10-minute root touch-up kit for a permanent root refresh, or our hair and brow mascara to cover stray grays on the go. Or visit one of our 95-plus hair color bars nationwide and let our licensed pro colorist color your hair for you. Visit madison-reed.com and join more than 5 million women who've made the switch to our award-winning color. Confident, bold, unstoppable. That's the power of Madison Reed.